Good afternoon, students. Now we are learning our first lesson, laws of motion. Students, in our last online class, we had saw about units of force. Units of force. So what are the units of force? Newton is the unit of force. So Newton is the unit of force. And then next question, define 1 Newton. So very important, define 1 Newton. So the amount of force required for a body. How much mass? 1 kg. 1 kg mass produces an acceleration of 1 meter per second square is defined as 1 Newton. So here they given 1 Newton equal to 1 kg meter per second square. And then another definition for force is dyne. See here, dyne. So define 1 dyne. So 1 dyne is nothing but amount of the force required for a body of mass 1 gram. Very important, 1 gram. Produces an acceleration of 1 centimeter per second square is defined as 1 dyne. And then 1 dyne equal to 1 gram centimeter per second square. So these two are units of force, Newton and dyne. And then 1 Newton equal to how many dyne is another question. 1 Newton equal to how many dyne? 10 to the power of 5 dyne. Up to this we had saw in our last online class. Today we are going to learn the new topic, impulse. Dear students, our today's topic is impulse. So impulse is nothing but large force acting for a very short interval of time is called impulsive force. ஒரு அதிகமான ஃபோர்ஸ் வந்து ஒரு கம்மியான நேரத்தில் கிடைக்குது இல்லைங்க, தட் இஸ் செட் டு பி அஸ் இம்பல்சிவ் ஃபோர்ஸ். ஸோ when force F act on a body for a period of time t, then the product, very important product of force and time F into t is known as impulse. So this is symbol to calculate impulse. So what is the formula? J equal to F into t. So product of force and time. So here J is a symbol for impulse and F meaning force and T meaning time. So once again let me recall you what is mean by impulsive force. So impulsive force is nothing but larger force acting for a short interval of time is called impulsive force. And the impulsive force is the product of force and time. And then impulse is represented by the symbol J. And then by Newton's second law, we know that F equal to delta P divided by T. So what is delta P? Change in momentum. We know that here delta symbol meaning for change. So according to Newton's law or by Newton's second law, F equal to delta P divided by T. And then F equal to delta P divided by T is changed as delta P equal to F into T. So this is equation 1.18. And then we know that equation 1.7 is given here, J equal to F into T. Dear students, if we compare both equation, right side it have F into T. So in equation 1.7, here also F into T, right side. And then in equation 1.8, delta P equal to F into T. So from equation 1.7 and 1.8, equation change as J equal to delta P, because here we consider in both equation left side. In this equation, what is in left side? J. In equation 1.8, what is in left side? Delta P. So in both the equation, they consider left side. So in left side, it have J in 1.7 and delta P in 1.8. So from 1.7 and 1.8, we get the new equation J equal to delta P. Students, in this equation J equal to delta P is prove that impulse is also equal to magnitude of change in momentum, and its unit is kilogram meter per second or capital N small s Newton second. And then change in momentum can be achieved in two ways. First one is larger force acting for a short period of time. So here two-way change in momentum occurs. First one is larger force acting for a short period of time. And then second one is smaller force acting for a longer period of time. And then some example for impulse. First example, automobiles are fitted with the spring. Automobiles like two-wheeler, four-wheeler are fitted with a spring and a shock absorber, because to reduce jerks while moving on uneven road. So this is first example for impulse. And then second one is, while in cricket a fielder pulls back his hand while catching the ball, and he experiences smaller force for a longer interval of time to catch the ball, and this resulting in the lesser impulse on his hands. This is second example for impulse. So these two are example for two ways for longer force acting for a short period of time, and then smaller force acting for a long period of time. Our next topic is Newton's third law of motion. Students, this is very important topic. According to Newton's third law, state that for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. So very important, for every action equal and opposite reaction act in two different bodies. So this is Newton's third law. Here we are going to consider two objects. Consider body A applies force Fa on the body B. Then body B react. Here react word is very important. Body B react with the force Fb on the body A, which is equal to Fa in magnitude. That means both Fa and Fb have same force but opposite in direction. Hence here the equation is given as Fb equal to minus Fa, because one of the force reacting in opposite direction. Hence here negative sign is coming. And then here some example given for Newton's third law. The first example, when bird fly, they push the air downwards with their wings. This is said to be as action. And the air pushes the bird upward, and this is said to be a reaction. And then next example, when a person swim, he pushes the water using hands backward. That is said to be as action. And the water pushes the swimmer in the forward direction. This is said to be a reaction. And then third example, when bullet fired, the gun recoil backward and the bullet is moving forward is action. And the gun equalizes this forward action by moving backward reaction. So this is third example for Newton's third law of motion. So very important topic, Newton's third law of motion. Let me once again recall what is Newton's third law, or state Newton's third law of motion. For every action there is equal and opposite reaction. So these points are very important. And then second point, they always act on the two different bodies. And then definitely you have to write the equation Fb equal to minus Fa, and you have to write any two example or one example for your exam. Students, our today's topic is nothing but impulse and Newton's third law. So you have to write what is mean by impulse, equation, and then second topic Newton's third law with example. So these two topics are very important. So you have to write in your classwork note definition for impulse and definition for Newton's third law with the equation and one example. Up to this today enough. Remaining topics we will discuss in our next online class. Thank you. Have a nice day.